Today we're going to cut through all of the BS and get to two of the most fundamental things that I think you have to have in order to go achieve. What are you doing to feed the fact that you feel like you're starving? Because the more you want something, the lack of it makes you more and more hungry. For example, if I were really hungry and I needed some food, it's one thing to want it. It's another thing, when that food's right in front of me and I'm not allowed to eat it, I become hungrier. So the closer you bring what you want to you increases its hunger level. It's about strategies and tactics and mindset, and there's a million different things that we could talk about that contribute to winning in life. But at the highest levels, if you were to distill it down to two very simple things that I would wish for you, that I see in the people I coach, like
we look at our lives and we tell ourselves the truth. The truth is this, it's very simple. You're either doing it or you're not doing it. You've either been executing or you haven't been executing. You either are truly ready to make a fucking change or you're not. But it doesn't matter how many people who are motivational people, personal development people, they're all gonna be putting out some fucking message for y'all.
If I'm going to recruit somebody into my business, what are the things I look for in them? Is it background? Is it intellect? Is it people skills? Is it their ability to close? There's all these things. The things that I look for in people are hunger and focus. It's their ability to be super hungry for what they want, incredibly after it, and the ability to be laser focused. And I want you today to evaluate those two things in you. Let's start with hunger level. I mean, how bad do you want your goal right now? I think there's a lot of people in the world today, because it's a really niche thing to talk about, I want this is my outcome, this is my goal. Like, how bad do you want? Do you want it as bad as breathing? Do you want it as bad as anything you ever wanted in your life? And if you calibrate it at the highest enough levels, what I found is the people that are the hungriest, they find a way. When you know why you want something, when it's desperation, the power of being desperate is something that most people avoid. They think desperation is a weakness. And I'm here to tell you, desperation is one of the most powerful emotions you could possibly possess, because when you're desperate, you find reserves and reservoirs of ideas, talents, and a strength that you don't know you have when you find yourself in a desperate situation. So ironically, the one thing most people avoid in their life, hunger, which is caused by being desperate. When you're starving, you become desperate. Think of somebody who's starving on the street. They've got to, how resourceful would you get if your children were literally starving and you had to feed them, right? So the number one thing we need more than anything to win is hunger, which comes from a state of desperation. Yet we're constantly trying to comfort ourselves in the real world to avoid the state of being desperate. And I'm telling you that I think you need to embrace desperation again in your life. Like, do you want it so bad that you're desperate for it? Let me give you an example. I can tell you that I think the times that you've achieved at the highest levels in your life, you might have been the most desperate. Let me give you an example. If you were sitting here and you're in a meeting right now and someone tapped you on the shoulder, God forbid this ever happened, they said, your child's been in an accident and they've been rushed to the hospital and it's grave. Instantly you'd be desperate to get to your child, wouldn't you? Those of you that don't have children, if it was your parents, you'd be instantly desperate to get to them. And think about what happens when that desperation kicks in. All of the things we worry about, all of our fears, all of our concerns, all of the lack of resources we have immediately fade away, because we must get to this child of ours, this loved one of ours. So if you were in the middle of a conference and they said, here's your child has been in a serious accident, it's grave, you need to get to them. Would you sit there and think for a minute, well, I don't want to get up right now in the middle of their speech because what will everybody think about me? I mean, I don't want to make waves here. That would go away, wouldn't you? Get right the hell up and run out of the room. If when you got to the back of the room, there was a security guard that said, hold on a minute, stop. Nobody leaves this room. A very important person's up there speaking right now. Would you go, and most people would rather not stand out. They'd rather not leave the crowd. They'd rather not take the criticism. They'd rather not take the heat. So most people say, I'd love to be a millionaire. I'd love to win. I'd love my dream relationship. I'd love the best body I could have. I'd love to be happier, but I don't want to look bad doing it. I don't want to seem desperate. I don't want to seem different. I don't want to step out of the crowd. And as long as you're one of those people who won't step out, who won't look a little bit funny, who worries more about what other people think about them than truly winning, you're always going to be held back. The number one thing I want is hunger and desperation, man, every single time. So evaluate that right now, listening to this audio or watching this video. What's your level of real hunger? What's your level of real desperation? How bad do you really want it? Or would you just like it? Do you need it like you need to breathe? Do you need it like you need to eat? Do you need it like you need to exist? Or do you just kind of want it? Because you show me two people. You show me one person who's desperate and hungry. You show me another one who'd like it or wants it. You show me one person who's willing to look bad and get uncomfortable and color outside the lines and do whatever they got to do to get to their destination, to get to their child, to get to their dream. And you show me another one who won't, I'll take this person every day of the week. Maybe they don't come from the perfect background. Maybe they don't have all the perfect words. Maybe they don't have all the right relationships, but they got the goodies, man. They got the one thing you got to have to win, which is hunger and desire and some heart. And I know you've heard these things before, but now I want you to be self-aware. Really, how hungry are you? What are you doing to feed your hunger? What are you doing to feed the fact that you feel like you're starving? Because the more you want something, the lack of it makes you more and more hungry. For example, if I were really hungry and I needed some food, it's one thing to want it. It's another thing, when that food's right in front of me and I'm not allowed to eat it, I become hungrier. So the closer you bring what you want to you increases its hunger level. The more repetitious it is, the more you think about it, the more you bring it into your thoughts over and over and over again, the hungrier you get. That's why repetitive thought about what you want is so critical. So evaluate that. Am I as hungry as I could be? Am I as starving as I could be? Do I want it so bad I'm desperate for it? Do I want it like that person who has to get to their child or their loved one? Just on it. Your research on it, your obsession on it. Begin to do these things and you will begin to change your entire life. Yes, I want your mindset better. Yeah, I want your identity higher. No question it's important to have great associations in your life. But daggone it, you've got to get hungry and you've got to get focused. And I know these sound like basic things, but go to any area of your life you want something right now. Pick the number one thing you want to change. Body, money, business, relationship, faith. I don't care what it is. Pick it right now. 1 to 10, how hungry are you? How desperate are you? 1 to 10, the most desperate and hungry you could be. Rank yourself. Number 2, how laser crazy obsessed focused are you on what it is you want? 1 to 10. 10 being hyper psycho crazy obsessed focused, nothing's in your way. And to the extent you can increase your desperation and hunger and your obsessive focus will be to the extent that you can flourish. Because when those things convene and converge, all of a sudden the collaborations, the people, the circumstances, the breakthroughs, the insights necessary begin to reveal themselves to you. And not only that, reveal themselves to you with momentum and speed at which you cannot believe. You can wake up a year and a half later, be number one in the world at something that you didn't even know existed before. I'm a testimony to that, and you can be as well. Your success is going to be predicated more than anything on your hunger and desperation level and your ability to get laser focused and eliminate the distractions in your life. This is what makes us great. I think of athletes that I know, I've watched them get obsessed and hungry early in their careers, and as they make a little bit of money, they start, they're a rapper now they're an actor, now they're a producer, now they're a business person, and their basketball or football or baseball or boxing or UFC career begins to suffer as their focus gets diminished, as their obsession gets diminished, as their immersion gets diminished. The great ones never lose that. They never lose the hunger. They only increase it over time.
And you're going to get real talk like we're going to do today. Okay, this is where it's like 5 to 20 minutes of me just giving you some shit. Today, I'm going to give you a piece of my mind on the idea of making money. We're going to talk about that just a second. Sometimes when you tune in, it's going to be full length. Full length is where I bring on my successful, interesting friends who are kicking ass in life. We talk about how they got to be these amazing kick-ass people and how you could do the same. The whole gist of this show is to make you into a productive, kick-ass, badass motherfucker that takes no fucking prisoners and shows every single person around them what it looks like to win. That's what the fuck I want, because if you do that, the world will automatically fix itself. Okay? Personal excellence is the ultimate rebellion. You can't wait around for every government or any politician or any fucking anybody to come fix your shit. You got to fix your shit. That's what this show's about. And I wanted to talk to you about this wonderful opportunity that you have to turn a page in your life. You know, New Year's comes around once a year. And, you know, if you're an ambitious, goal-driven individual, you have the opportunity to turn the page and leave the old you behind. Motherfuckers, how many times do we got to say the same shit? Like, let's be real, dude. Real talk. Most of y'all aren't going to do a fucking thing. And you're going to be mad at me for saying that. Be mad at me for fucking saying that. Most of y'all aren't going to do shit, and you're going to be mad at me because I fucking said it, when in reality, you should be mad at yourself because 2 years ago you said shit, last year you said shit, this year you're saying shit, and next year you're going to be saying the same shit. And you're going to be mad at me. How about this for 2021? How about this? How about we take a fucking inventory of ourselves? We look at ourselves in the mirror and we tell ourselves the truth. We look at our lives and we tell ourselves the truth. The truth is this, it's very simple. You're either doing it or you're not doing it. You've either been executing or you haven't been executing. You either are truly ready to make a fucking change or you're not. But it doesn't matter how many people who are motivational people, personal development people, they're all gonna be putting out some fucking message for y'all, right? It doesn't matter how many of these we listen to. It doesn't matter how many fucking videos you watch. It doesn't matter how many courses you buy. It doesn't fucking matter. What matters is what you're going to do. And the truth of the matter is this. Most people are gonna get dressed up tonight. This is New Year's Eve, right? They're gonna put on their best shit. They're gonna fucking take some Instagram photos with a bottle of fucking champagne. They're gonna spend their whole motherfucking paycheck and they're gonna be hungover as fuck tomorrow and they're not gonna do shit. They're gonna say, well, you know what? Today, what's tomorrow, Friday? I don't even fucking know. You know why I don't know what day tomorrow? Because I fucking wake up every day and I fucking win the day. And that's all I fucking worry about. But dude, you following the fucking herd, man. How many memes have I seen today about this shit you're gonna do in 2021? And a lot of you guys are thinking, well, Andy, what's wrong with having goals? Nothing's wrong with having goals. What's wrong is you don't intend to fucking follow through on any of them. For real. So either be about it or shut the fuck up, dude. For real. Because all you're doing is you're creating a scenario that will create your unhappiness. When you sit there and talk about all this shit that you know you're never gonna fucking do, what does that do to you? That makes you unhappy. Okay? So my fucking goal for you is real simple. Be what it is you claim to be about. Be what it is you truly want to be. Okay? If you truly want to be successful, if you truly want to change your life, if you truly want to lose 50, 100, 200, 500 fucking pounds, be about it today. Be about it today. And then when today's over, be about it tomorrow. That's the secret to fucking New Year's. That's the secret to every year. And that's the secret to fucking life.